In the late 1800s, a boy from England was visiting Scotland, rural Scotland, and went for a swim in a lake there. While he was swimming, he got a very severe cramp in his leg and realized he was not going to be able to swim to the shore. He cried out in a loud voice for help. A farm boy nearby heard the cry, ran to the lake, threw his shirt off, swam out to the other boy and rescued him, saving him from certain death. And so it is with us. We faced eternal death because of our sin, and Jesus Christ, through his death on our behalf and resurrection, has rescued us. Welcome to Truth Talk with Ed Skipper, published 3 times a week. Listen to the words of Peter in 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 10 and 11. Concerning this salvation, the prophets who spoke of the grace that was to come to you searched intently and with greatest care, trying to find out the time and circumstances to which the Spirit of Christ in them was pointing when he predicted the sufferings of the Messiah and the glories that would follow. What is the greatest manifestation of the grace of God? Salvation through Jesus Christ. Even though to the Jewish mind, the idea of a suffering servant was completely unacceptable. Now back to the story of those 2 boys. Several years later, as they were young adults, they met up again. And the one who'd been rescued, of course, was happy to see his rescuer. And he asked him, "What career have you chosen to pursue?" The boy answered, "I am going into medicine." Well, this boy who'd been saved was so grateful. His family was so grateful that they offered to pay for medical school for the other boy. And in fact, they did. And that boy, his name Arthur Fleming, went on to develop the miracle drug penicillin and won the Nobel Prize along with a couple other scientists who were involved in the process. Now, the first boy, Winston Churchill, got pneumonia during World War II, and it was a life-threatening disease. He was given penicillin. And so, in a sense, this boy saved him a second time. And so it is with us. We have been rescued from the penalty of sin through Jesus' death and resurrection. And like the family that was so grateful for the rescue of their boy, we say, "Lord, I give you my life now." We surrender to him and live for him in gratitude for what he has done. But also, like this situation, we have been delivered from disease, not pneumonia, but the disease of sin. That is, the power of sin has been broken as we have a new nature in Christ, and the Spirit of Christ dwells in us, and we have access to his power so that we can walk in victory over sin. Now, if you are watching on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and hit that bell. If you're watching on Facebook, like it or comment or share. And if you are listening as a podcast, make sure you give Truth Talk a rating. And until next time, may you overflow with gratitude. May you have joy in your salvation, and may you walk in victory over sin.